Okay, good day everyone, especially to our instructor, Dr. Anthony E. Gamali. Good day, sir. This video I will report in title about chapter 2, nationalism and patriotism. Basic concept of nationalism and patriotism. Nationalism is a ideology and movement defined by promoting an interest of particular nation and particularly with the aim of acquiring and maintaining the nation sovereignty over its country or a region. Nationalism claim that each nation should regulate itself free from outside intervention, that a nation is natural and idea political basis, and that the nation is only legitimate source of political authority. It also aimed to build and maintain a single national identity based on shared social characteristics such as culture, language, religion, politics, and belief in a distinctive shared history, and to promote national unity and solidarity. Nationalism, therefore, seeks to preserve and encourage a nation tradition, culture. And culture revivals have been consented to nationalist movements. It also fosters pride and domestic 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 accomplishment and strongly associated with patriotism. Nationalism often fared by with other ideologies of instant conservation or socialism. These are the type of nationalism. A nationalism, there are 14 type of nationalism. Nationalism can be expressed along several ethnic, cultural religions or ideological lines. There are self definition of countries are used to classify distinct kind of nationalism. Although these are categories are not mutually exclusive, and many nationalism movement combine to differ degree some or all of those components. And first type of nationalism, it ethnic nationalism, ethnonationalism nationalism. The country is described from prior generations in a term of ethnicity and descent. It is also involved that concept of a shared culture among group members can generally uncertain language. The national members hereditary the state of describe and political legitimacy from its status as the ethnic group homeland from the obligation of safeguard the part- partially demonstrate domestic group and as a group to promote its family and social life. Its contract of Western opinion of a country, defined by the geographic territory and tourist. Anthony D. Smith utilized the word ethnic nationalism for where siya man? Western nation of nationalism. The word ethnonationalism is usually used in relation to nationalists who support an explicit ideology. Along these lines, the more generic word is ethnic nationalism and is used to be nationalists who hold some views and informal, intuitive, and unsystematic manner. The figurative type of both the nationalistic nationalism of tribal nationalism. All true tribal nationalism may have a non-purgative significance when disputing African, Native African, or other nationalism that publicly claim in tribal identity. And number two, civic nationalism. This is state that derive political legitimacy from its citizen active, involved, and extend to which it replaced that with its individuals. Convey nationalism lays with the traditional of rationalism and liberatism, but is contrasted with antic nationalism as a type of nationalism. Convict nation of member, cubic nation, civic nation, and membership. It is a regards to be a voluntary that growth of responsibility a representative democracy in a nation, such as United States and France was affected by national values. The nationalism often completed completed with ethnic nationalism. It is a version of civic nationalism. It means that the country is community of those who contribute to the state maintenance and strength, and they are the person contribute to the objective. The country is most supposed to be a community of those who contribute to be state mentally and strength, and where be a person safe experience social and contribute to the object. This often result in generally characterized of authoritarianism and nationalism, fascism, and political ideology. And as number three, expansionist and nationalism are radical from imperialism that include independent patriotic feelings, which is a faith in expansionism generally through military aggression. The word was coined in the late 19th century. The Europe powers in the include illustrated the summer scramble for Africa in the name of the of domestic glory. Domestic glory, including the Brazilian Italy, Nazi Germany, and Japanese Empire, and Balkan nation of nation nation are not believed equivalent to their right to self determination. Some countries are believed to possess features and qualities that make them superior to other. Therefore, expansionist nationalism argues the right of state to expand its boundaries at the cost of its neighbors. Romantic nationalism, number 4. It is otherwise known of organic nationalism and identity nationalism. It's the form of ethical nationalism, it's which the state derives political legitimacy as a result as expression of the nation natural. It is based on the presence of historical ethnic culture that makes the romantic ideals. It is experienced romanticism values and opposite rationalism and enlightenment and historical ethnic culture that means of romantic ideals that emphasized by romantic nationalism. Culture involved romantic nationalism nation. And 5. Cultural nationalism. There are the country is described as by shared culture, not solidly civic or ethic. Chinese nationalism is the instance of culture nationalism, partially due to China many nationalism monitors minorities. Membership in a nation is either neither completely valuability nor hereditary. However, its traditional culture can be more readily integrated into the lives of any person. Particularly, if this person can obtain his or abilities at an early point of her own lives. And the third world nationalism. Nationalist feelings are the outcome of opposite to colonial roles to survive and maintain the domestic identity. And the 7, liberal nationalism. It is a kind of nationalism lately defined by political philosophers who think that a non-xenophobic form of nationalism compatible with liberal values of liberty, tolerance, and quality and individual rights can exist. Liberal nationalism often debate of importance of domestic identity to by stating that people need the domestic identity to lead meaningful independent life. And an 8, religious nationalism. Nationalism connected to a special religious faith course and application. Can be seen that shared religious contributes to a theme of demonstrate unity and mutual bond between the nation people. This connection can can be divided into two dimensions: religious religions, polit- politicization, and religious converts epic in politics. In the former aspect, it is can be seen that shared religious contribute to a sane domestic unity, a common bond is between the nation's people, that people that support that national identity, comparable to a shared ethnicity, language, or culture, is another political elements of religion. More than ideological, it is the impact of religion on the politics where I belong. Early in 18th century. Early in 18th century. And presence interpretation of religious concept inspired political activism. And number 9, pan nationalism. Ethnic, ethnic or cultural nationalism refers to a country that itself close, cluster or associated ethics and culture communities such as Turkism people. And number 10, diaspora nationalism. Diaspora nationalism is an ethnic population residing outside their tradition homeland. In the type of nationalism, there are nationalism in sense of E and G, and it is in the United States that Jews in the United States and elsewhere, etc. And number 11, stateless nationalism. On the nationalist base and Basques of Spain, and ethnic or cultural monitoring within the national state independence. And number 12, national conver- conservatives. Political terms is mainly used of Europe to describe a version of conservation that focus on more domestic interests. Domestic interests that conventional conservatism, while not being unduly nationalist or pursuing a far right agenda. Number 13, revolutionary nationalism. Revolutionary nationalism is an ideological theory that calls of domestic group united by a shared sense of interest, destiny. And fourth, 14, left-wing nationalism. Left-wing nationalism also that sometimes refers to the socialist and nationalism relate to the any political movement combining the left-wing and socialism of nationalism, and the patriotism or national pride as a sense of love, dedication, and attachment to a country and allegiance with the other people who share that same impression. These attachments will be a mixture of many distinct emotions, including including ethnic, cultural, and political or historical elements related to the own country in a predominant virtue linked to a nation love within greeting emphasize on values and belief. One who patriotic be willing to offer the sacrifice of the nation. Also the kind of patriotism of duty, and second the patriotism of affection, and also third patriotism of manners, the type of patriotism, personal patriotism, and official patriotism, and symbolic patriotism, and also peacetime patriotism. And distinguish different type of patriotism, while that it is nationalism were once regarded of synonyms distinct of were assumed, while about people feelings of effective for the nation. The values on the they are based on very distinct. Patriotism feelings are based on the country of positive values like liberty, justice, and equality. The patriotic of their country's state system and individual are inherently good and working together to achieve the better quality of life. And that's all. Thank you.